By far, one of my personal favorite nations in Europa Universalis 4 is Florence, and the reason for that is because it's a mix of both a playing toll nation with an amazing mission tree, and it can also be a super strong military power if you know what you're doing and you expand in the Italian peninsula super fast, which is likely what we're going to do in our particular run. Take advantage of those little loopholes in the expansion buff. Now, if we get 5,000 likes on this video in the first week after it's out, I'm gonna do the second bit for the campaign where we're gonna form Italy and show why Italy is the most insane playing toll region as a whole. And do consider subscribing, would encourage me to make more videos like these in the future, and as a reward I promise I'll only deliver quality content. Florence's initial situation is pretty decent, I'd say. We have 3 provinces, but despite that we start with 57 development because we have 28 development in our capital, 14 and 15 here, and these provinces are actually pretty easily to develop. Plus, our Tuscan state is one of the few states in the game that actually has 3 centers of trade. We have 1 in Pisa, 1 in Florence, and 1 in Lucca, our neighbor, so essentially we could potentially get a massive amount of bonuses from upgrading these centers of trade, making this a super easy to develop province, or state really, which is why of course we're going to be gunning for our initial conquest into Lucca and Siena. It's a little bit RNG. Sometimes you can get Siena, sometimes you can get Lucca, sometimes you can get neither and you have to expand into Genoa or Savoy or Bologna. It really is different. That's why pretty much every Florence run I've done so far has had a different outcome, but that's what makes the game really interesting, at least for me, that every single time I play the game it's a different game altogether, even though it's the same nation. All you have to do is just mold yourself on whatever RNG you get and make the most out of it. Let's start it off by giving the +1 mana privilege over here for all 3 of the estates. We're gonna go for develop Pisa 2 times with military, since I'm gonna need the admin points and the diplo points massively. Seize the crownlands, and let's give out the holy trinity of privileges here, and basically just the standard privileges, let's say. One noticeable difference for the Florentine is that we desperately need the private trade fleet, since we will rely on our light ships for a lot of trade income, and we are essentially one of the semi-trade nations. Trade is not our main focus, but it definitely is one of our first 2 focuses, right? Of course, burgher financial demand is also really good, since we get the national tax modifier, which in the early campaign is pretty decent, as well as it allows us to get the construction costs and naval maintenance modifier, which will help out. Now, that does mean, since we've enacted that decision, that we're going to be in the minus with our burghers, and that does mean that burgher economic freedom is going to give us minus provincial trade power, but not to worry, it's going to go back up to 30 fairly quickly. We can also declare statute and restraint of appeals because the Pope has rivaled us. However, we're not going to do that, even though they did rival us. It's fine. We will be rivaling Lucca and Siena, since we want to attack both of them. So let's see which one we'll be able to. It's really, really very RNG, so keep it in mind. We're also going to rival Ferrara, since I also would like to go into Ferrari's lands, but Ferrara might be attacked by the Venetians beforehand, so let's see. Now, our mission tree can actually have some missions that will be done early in the campaign. I'm talking about before we even basically unpause. Get 12 monthly Diplo points is very easy. You just focus on this bad boy and you get a level 2 Diplo advisor. So I would love to get the Diplo reputation guy actually, but I don't want to waste the money to upgrade him, so I'm gonna get this guy instead, and I'm gonna fire this guy after and get the Diplo reputation guy later down the line. Italian League, we need to have 2 allies with our capital in the Italian peninsula, so let's see who's gonna be our bestest friend. Looks like Milan and Saluzzo might be those 2, but Milan is a really good ally because we can use them against the Genoese, and Saluzzo is also a really good ally because we can use them against the Savoyans. But now we did that, we got the Italian League, meaning we got permanent claims on our starting state, plus on the Emilia-Romagna state, which includes Ferrara, Bologna, Parma, and Ravenna. So why is this really good to do in the first 2 days of the campaign? Well, because it really might be different what alliance sets these nations give out, right? So we want to attack on the 11th of December, whichever of these 4 or 5 nations has this weakest alliance set. So we can attack either Ferrara, Bologna, Lucca, or Siena. If they have no allies, that's an easy, basically free war. Or if they have one ally, usually they can ally each other. Sometimes they ally Provence and so on. If that's the case, then we can attack that weaker alliance set also. That's why we're gonna need mercenaries. So we're gonna hire the free company. In order to get the free company, we're gonna need to get some burger loans, everybody's favorite loans, because these bad boys are in fact 1% interest. So we're only paying 0.12 ducats for 5 loans. Take note, as the Florentine was started with 5% army professionalism. So if we're gonna lose army professionalism, you can slacken, it's not gonna make any difference since you're gonna recruit the mercenary company. But the point is that we're gonna lose the army professionalism once we recruit the mercenary company. We go back here, it is unfortunately what it is. We need those mercenaries, absolutely vital to get them. Let's get our leader as a general. He's actually not too bad. 3 shock is pretty impressive. And take note, our leader is a 655 Chad Lord, so we're getting a lot of mana points a generation here. We also start with Donatello, which is a level 3 advisor, and he is 50% cheaper if I'm not mistaken. He might be more than 50%. Cannot afford him right now though, so instead of Donatello, I'm just gonna get a regular level 1. They're all pretty trash since they're stability cost modifier advisors, which I don't really need. In fact, pretty much all of my advisors are not what I want from them, but yeah, we'll change them as we go along in the campaign once we get better advisors available, right? We only started with 1 light ship, so we need to build more light ships. However, we're not going to disband or sell off our galleys or our cogs, because we will eventually need galleys to fight in the Italian wars. We'll likely want to invade the islands as well, the Italian islands, so we're going to need troops to be ferried across, ergo why we're not disbanding those ships. I was going to say I love to ally the Austrians, but they just allied Ferrara, which means Ferrara's out of the way. We cannot attack them anymore, unfortunately, and that means I cannot ally the Austrians, unfortunately, too. I'm gonna improve with them though. I'm not gonna improve now, actually. Let's see how fast the Shadow Kingdom event triggers, and let's see who else we could potentially ally. Some nations in the HRE not really of massive interest. However, Savoy is, and usually they rival the Milanese. They have not in my campaign, so I'm gonna ally them. I can keep both Milan and Savoy as an ally. That is a massive win in my book. Can get 2 more allies, so let's see who else we can get here. Maybe Mantova if they haven't. Yep, that's actually pretty decent ally too. Let's go with the Mantoese. Maybe the Swiss or somebody in the HRE, I guess, as the last ally. It doesn't make any difference. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm gonna get 1 stability too, since you need to have at least 1 stability to get passive prosperity in your lands. Now, the amount of prosperity you get is RNG. It depends on your leader's mana generation. You can get up to 90% chance of getting 1 prosperity per month. If you have a 666 leader, we get 80% chance because we have a 655. Eventually, this is going to give us dev cost reduction, goods produced, and autonomy reduction once it reaches 100%. Now it's the 11th of December. Time to do our Attacius. Bologna just allied the Pope. Lucca joined a trade league of the Genoese, which have allied the Aragonese. Ferrara, as you know, is allied with the Austrians. So my only choice is Siena, which did not join anybody so far. The added bonus for this is that Siena is in fact a great choice for us to spawn faceting, since it has glass over here, which we can turn into gems. Sometimes Siena allies Provence. However, Provence is on good terms with me, which definitely influenced them not allying Provence. They also did not join the trade league of the Genoese because they're rivals with the Lucans that are allied to the Genoese. So I think this is probably the first time in any of my runs in which Siena did not ally anybody. My last 2 Florence runs that I did for YouTube, I think I attacked Lucca or Genoa first, and then I took the city of Genoa, which was a little bit better since it has paper as well. But I'm curious to see how the whole spawning faceting first route is gonna go in this particular campaign. Hopefully it's gonna be good for us. I'm not gonna be paying for my units here since I don't need to maintain them whilst they're sieging this down, as the enemy has no more troops left right now. Normally I would attack Bologna whilst I'm at war with Siena or Lucca, but Bologna allied the Pope, so it's gonna have to be a little bit more of a challenge. It is gonna be more of a challenge to take over the Pope. So it's going to be a bit more challenging taking over Bologna on this particular run. I might attack Lucca though. Actually, you know what? I'm going to maintain my army because I think I might do this war at the same time since the Milanese are joining in. So I could attack Lucca, take Lucca, and give Genoa to the Milanese, or maybe take Genoa for myself. No, I don't think that's... No, I could give Genoa to the Milanese and I could take Corsica. That would work. And the Milanese troops would prove to be enough to handle the enemy alliance set. So let's leave 1 unit behind mind that it should be enough to prevent the Sienese, the armies of Siena, from getting rehired. I don't know how to even say that, man. My language skills is not enough, okay? Gonna wait for 1 more month so our troops get back to full morale, or as much as close to full morale as possible. And I'm not gonna wait for too much longer because I don't want Lucca to get any more alliances. Doesn't matter what Genoa has though, because I'm not gonna be co-belligerating them. I don't want to be fighting the Aragonese so early on, you know. 1st of February, let's glucci, skababadaboob, alakish madugadug. In case you didn't know, that is the first signs of having dementia, so I'm a little bit worried right there. Luckily for us, the Milanese are rushing for the Genoese capital as expected, and because we got more troops and better shock, we stacken vapenicorum those bad boys. I am gonna send my mercenaries to Geneva because I do suspect my allies are gonna help me siege it down. Now, because this is not a co-belligerate nation, I'm obviously not gonna take these lands because 55 aggressive expansion would be just a little bit too much, but I don't mind taking Corsica. Let's see how it goes after we siege down Vienna, Lucca. If we take Corsica, that's not too bad, since then we have access to the Sardinian bits whenever the chance arises for us to go over there, of course. Since Sardinia is also in the Genoese node, so we want to get every single province in our main Genoese node. Speaking of, I probably should set up my Protect Trade Edict over here, since I forgot to do that a while back. And I'm going to send my units back on over to Siena. Oh, you guys are helping... okay, that's not good, because they might actually push me then. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. If they attack me in Geneva, I gotta pull back to Lucca. And I cannot do much until we finish sieging Siena, so it's just essentially a speed 5 and wait for it to finish, I guess. I'm gonna improve relations whilst we're doing that with the Austrians. Oh, they got friendly with me! Hell yeah! Okay, so that means they're still not gonna ally me because I'm allied to their rival of Savoy. Well, that sucks. That actually sucks. Also, remember that I need to give out the patronage of the arts, and if the Pope excommunicates me, a really easy way of getting rid of excommunicado is just to spend 37 ducats and then just buy indulgence. I'm actually going to take an extra loan, and I'm going to do that now, since after I take Siena and the other provinces, I'm going to have to spend more than 37 ducats, and this is basically a guaranteed way that for 5 years the Pope cannot excommunicate me. Even though the relations are pretty bad, they still have to bear with me, really. Oh, this is just really bad luck right here. Lose 3 mercantilism or lose 20 burgher loyalty. It's got to be done. We're going to have to be on the low with our loyalty for a little bit longer, apparently. And we got Florence, Siena, so let's annex Asia Fullius. Boom. Now, because we are currently still a part of the Holy Roman Empire, if we are at peace, the Emperor is going to ask for unlawful territory, so we just gotta not be at peace so he cannot ask us for unlawful territory. We're also incurring extra aggressive expansion by taking HRE provinces, so expanding into the north is best done after these nations have left the HRE whenever the Shadow Kingdom event triggers. And as such, after Lucca, I'm only going to focus on the southern bits. I'm going to try and take as much of the Papal States out, expand into the Neapolitan area whenever they stop being a junior partner of Aragon. My plan is actually, and this is just a plan, take a province from Provence, and then whenever Provence gets eaten up by their neighbors, I'm going to release Provence from the province of Toulon, and then I'm going to use their mission tree to get cores on the entirety of Naples, and then I'm going to feed them those cores and then integrate them. But that's just my plan. Doesn't mean that's exactly how it's gonna go in my run. This is me trying to point out that me having a plan doesn't mean that that's how the video is gonna play out. All right, boys, we got Lucca out of the way, and now we're gonna use the majority of this army here to siege down for us, and we're gonna pull back our main army so we don't need to waste our units to attrition once the Milanese army is there. We can use them, and we still have control of the siege, which means we're gonna get the capital for ourselves, and we're gonna use it as leverage to get Corsica. We could test the waters and see if the Milanese want it, so let's yeah, they definitely want it. This is a vital interest for them, so that means if I transfer it over to them, they will 100% try and annex the Genoese capital for themselves. That would kind of cut me over from reaching into this land via land, but I could still take over Savoy and Provence without having to have a land border, you know? And since they're my ally and I have military access through them, it should be still fine. Oh, bro, are you kidding me, Austria? Imagine having friendly relations with them and everything, and they still ask me for unlawful territory. That is just... Obviously, don't give back stuff when asked by the Emperor. I mean, that goes without saying. We're not giving anything back, and we're gonna lose... Well, actually, we have enough for Republican tradition. Let's get the corruption, it's fine. Alright boys, all that's left now is a quick little push and then we're done with this war. We got, what, double the amount of troops that the Genoese have here, so it should be fairly easy to get rid of them. There you go. That was the end of Genoese supremacy in these lands. Let's bring our boys back home. Keep these boyos over here to siege that down. And I think I'm able to take Corsica, but let's check the aggressive expansion once more. So 18 aggressive expansion with 16, and my current aggressive expansion overall is about 17. So if you put the math together, that is 18, 17 with 16. That's less than 30, right? That is definitely less than 30. I'm taking it, boys. I'm definitely taking it. Let's give this over to the Milanos and let's see the peace deal. Boom, boom. The Milanese would be happy with us, and maybe some money. I'd get 57 ducats out of that. That's actually not bad since I'm currently not doing too good financially, let's face it. And let's do this as well. Boom, 1 day. Coalition Genoa Ferrara. Don't give a single schnabadogs. A single one. I could technically vassalize them. It's a little bit less aggressive expansion, and the emperor cannot ask me for unlawful territory. Plus, if I get a second vassal when I attack Bologna, I could technically get a little bit stronger in the process by getting the strong duchies privilege. So I think I'm actually going to vassalize them. Yeah, let's do that. Let's vassalize them. All right, there you go. Our very first vassalos is in the house, boys. We got to get new rivals since we, you know, we don't have Siena and Lucca as rivals anymore. So we're going to go for the Pope. And I want to say Genoa, but at the same time, I also kind of want to say Provence since I'm planning to attack Provence. Savoy would join in that war, and Ferrara would be involved. Liège, Mulhouse, that would be a fairly good war for me, man. Yeah, screw it. Let's do that. Let's start getting our claim on them. Unfortunately, our Medici died, but our second Medici, fortunately, also has decent pips. Not as good as the first one, but better than nothing. So that means we got to be the first ones to get military tech 4, which will help out in the war against the Pope. Let's also make this bad boy a general, and he's average. He's average at best, I'd say. Now, we've got a little bit of a predicament here because Naples is independent. And I'd love me some Neapolitan provinces, lads. I would love me some of those. I think I'm gonna try and get a claim on them. Let's see if they get any alliances. Hopefully they don't. If they don't get any decent alliances, that's gonna be my next war. If they do, then I'm gonna continue with the war against the Pope as I previously wanted to. And of course, Naples allied the Pope. Oh my god, dude! Like literally, all the horrible RNG is heading my way. I'm gonna use this as a educational opportunity because I'm gonna teach you guys how to get out of a mess like this. So we want to attack both the Pope and Naples, right? But they allied each other, so that makes things a lot more difficult because we don't have the strength to take on both at the same time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack Bologna. I am not going to co-belligerate the Pope, but I'm gonna obviously fight the Pope and their two vassals, but I'm not gonna take any lands from them, and I'm gonna cancel their alliance with Naples. And after my war with the Pope in Bologna, I'm gonna attack the Neapolitans and take all the provinces I want from them, because obviously they got a lot of juicy lands in the Genoese node that I am very much so interested in. I'm scrapping the plan with the Provence because they allied some pretty big nations, and because this other opportunity arose that's a little bit easier from my opinion. So like I said earlier, mold yourself on your RNG, boys. Now let's go ahead and mold ourselves around these bastards. Colin, Mantua, and Saluzzo, why not? Do I actually want anything from... No, we good. Give them lands. I cannot even give you anything, Milan. What do you mean give you lands? You cannot even reach Bologna. Wait, this is not your vassal, no? No. You cannot even reach them. What the hell, bro? Okay, that's just next level weird, but we'll move along, boys, and wipe out their armies. Hiya! I said hiya! There you go. First time after saying that, we instantly stack wiped them. Didn't take us more than once, okay? When you really think about it, this is also an opportunity for us to get money from the Pope, which in turn means we can fix our economy, because we've gotten quite a few loans right now, unfortunately, that we got to get rid of, right? So let's do just that, and let's be wary of their army. They got a few troopers over there. We're gonna need to wipe out these boyos. They got 8 with 3 and 5, so that's actually the entire army they have. That's not too bad. We got more troops in them in that case. With our vassal, definitely more troops. Let's make sure our vassal attaches this to our army, though. Why are you guys not attaching to my army? I said attach! God dang it! Attach! You suck, Luca. You suck. That's fortification number 2. I am gonna stay away from Urbino, though, since their army is still casually just chilling in Ancona. I don't really feel like I want to challenge that with 3,000 units. I'll just wait till I take Rome, and then we'll attack their army and take Urbina too if we need to. I'm just gonna get the cancellation of alliance with the Neapolitans, all the money, humiliation, war reparations, and that's it. No lands taken from them. I'm only taking the province of Bologna since this is already way too much aggressive expansion. I got Genoa and Ferrara in a coalition, and I want to get provinces from Naples, so I need to have as little aggressive expansion as possible, right? In fact, I just realized I'm not annexing this. I'm vassalizing this because that's less aggressive expansion because we want to get that strong duchies that I talked about before that I actually forgot about in the meanwhile. That's right. I got the memory of a hummingbird. You happy now? Let's go ahead and get the national manpower in equilibrium for loyalty that we so desperately need. And I'm waiting out. I'm not calling in Milan and Savoy. I'm going to call him in against Naples if it gets tough. But right now, Naples is only allied to the Pope and he has 11,000 units. So I might just solo against the Neapolitans actually. Oh wow, we actually got that at 7 freaking percent. That is streamer luck right there. That's actually streamer luck. All right, let's get some army tradition as well from this engagement. That was a Stecken Vapenicurum. Let's go some more army tradition from this engagement. And now it's time for Carpathia Sigius, essentially. We've won the war, boys. We've essentially, there's nothing left to do for us except just click the annexation button or peace deal button, whatever. Wait, did they just, what the hell? They went over to their ships to get away from me? Bro, that is, not gonna lie, pretty big brain. Oh no, they came back. Okay, never mind. That is pretty small brain now. The AI did something smart and then it just immediately took it back. Now, because they did unconditionally surrender, it's not possible for me to wait any longer because I'm gonna get war exhaustion, so I have to just take 25 ducats. It's a little bit of an L. I'm not taking as much as I'd like to take from the Pope, but it's fine. 25 ducats beats no ducats, right? End of the day. Let's make these bad boys our vassals too, and no coalition so far. Let's give out our strong duchies privilege since we can. Bayashaka. See some crownlands? Yeah, why not? Might as well now. Wait, where is that? No! Okay, that's bad. It's actually pretty bad. Let's attack with our mercenary army there. We've also been improving relations with the Austrians and the French, and it looks like we can get an alliance with both of them. They are of the rivaled to each other, so I gotta choose my side carefully here. I'm thinking to go with the Emperor though, for now, and I likely will go with the French at the same time. Okay, it seems like we could do that. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Milan actually canceled the alliance with us because we took Bologna and they won Bologna, so they hate us now. So that happened, but it's fine. No biggest dealers. Let's go with this war now with the Neapolitan War. So I really hope I can get military access through the Pope somehow. Otherwise, this war is going to be a very long war. I'm also going to have to get rid of the Swiss. And apparently, I'm now in the war against the English. All right, that was a defensive war. Well, that happened. It's all Gucci, though. It seems like that's a good thing for us. What? The Swiss are fighting on the same war on the side. Okay, boys, let's go. I didn't even see that, honestly. I was gonna say it's a good thing because I was gonna say it doesn't matter because we're gonna call Savoy in our war, but we don't need to because Savoy apparently is because Swiss is in the same war with us. So yeah. Okay, can we get military access for you guys? You probably hate our guts, so that is a big no. Guess I'm gonna have to navally land my troops there or wait for them to get military access too. That's another thing I could do. Wait, what? The Ottomans are losing against Albania and Bosnia? They're at war with the Venetians and the Albanians, and they're not doing so good, are they? Oh, dude, this is delicious. I really hope the Ottomans lose this, so we can see a little bit of a different outcome in the Balkan scene of the world, right? Also, I just noticed Byzantines are still alive in this one province in the south. Ooh, that is very juicy right there. Okay, now Naples landing over their units here was the smallest brain thing they've ever done because we've essentially wiped out their armies. The tough part now is going to be to actually land in their lands because they still have a bigger fleet than me. I am building ships, but by the time I finish building my ships, they likely will have recruited back the rest of their army that they lost in Corsica. Okay, I did something really big brain. I called in Savoy because Savoy's got a fleet, and please freaking help me out, Savoy. Are you kidding me right now, dude? Savoy, help me out. I'm gonna freaking do something about it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I also called them in because they might get military access through the Pope. Not a single one of you is giving me military access, and Savoy's just chilling there, not helping. Okay, finally you helped out. Thank you, Savoy. Freaking hell, dude. If we manage to win this and we take out some of those cogs, we might even destroy their army, right? So then it's basically a free war afterwards. I'm tired of you guys not doing nothing and just letting me do all the work here. I mean, what are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna wipe you guys afterwards? I'm not gonna do nothing like that. I'm a peaceful Florence, god dang dang it. Now I'm probably gonna wipe him out after, to be fair. So they got a point, really. Hey, we got military access. So let's see who this was from. So this was conditional access because of the reason Saluzzo is given. Okay, so they got military access with Saluzzo. Thank you, Saluzzo. You actually are amazing. Let's use our troops to attack him now. They managed to recruit back to 9,000. It's fine, though. Let's set objectives for our allies Savoie, and hopefully we win this quick. Let's go see what we're gonna do. I would love to do this as my peace deal, since that's all of the Genoese provinces, but Naples itself is really high development, so likely it's gonna be these provinces. And then this peace deal is not too bad for an initial peace deal against the Neapolitans. Even I would say this peace deal, so we could attack stuff in the Balkans afterwards. That wouldn't be too bad also. That's actually a less aggressive expansion, isn't it? What about this? Hell yeah, this is doable. Oh my god, I'm gonna get super massive after this, boys. And there you go, the ally swarm. What is this, like 50,000 units against the 9,000 Neapolitans? They are not gonna stand a single chance here, lads. A single freaking chance. What? No shot. Where do we get this? In Siena? No shot. Bro, this is the first time I got Renaissance spawn in my country in like 1 year plus. So the conditions for spawning Renaissance is basically just gotta be in the Italian peninsula and not Malta. Malta's an exception, even though it's in the Italian peninsula. Well, in the Italian region, not peninsula. But I haven't received this in any of my playthroughs for a very freaking long time. So that's good, because we got 100 of each mana points. So I'm loving it. Oh, the English pieced out the French, and the French got all the provinces in France, including Calais. What? Holy shit, France is ridiculously powerful right now. If they get the Burgundian inheritance too, then they're going to be way too strong for anyone to do anything against them. So I hope that doesn't happen. They released the Pale as well as Meath. Oh my dude. And gave back this province to the Scots. Oh no, England's in trouble. England's in big trouble here, lads. It is what it is, unfortunately, but hey, what to do? We got 0.3 prestige from that, so we got something out of it too, right? And we also just took Naples. Let's continue with the advance in the south. I'll let my allies take care of their armies. Let's also get this here. So now we got 16 innovativeness. We're likely going to be the first to get Tech 5 as well. So we're going to get a lot of innovativeness, boyos. We're going to be the most innovative nation in all of history. Yep, there you go. That's new units right there. And we're going to get the admin tech as well very, very soon. Let's change our units. Not worried about anybody here. Even though the Swiss are now against us, since they're not an ally against the English anymore, right? But it's fine. Can get our first idea set. And now, if we're gonna go for a playing toll campaign, and that's the ultimate goal for me here, I want to have basically just the Italian peninsula, nothing else. I want to get to 10,000 income as the Italian nation after we form it as the Florentines. So we're gonna have to form Italy soon. So I mean, we're gonna have to take all of the Italian peninsula quickly, including the Genoa trade node provinces and the southern bit of France. So we might have to fight the French for that, I guess. Let's see. My point is that we're gonna have to play toll, right? So I'm gonna go for plutocratic ideas first, which has a combination of playing toll ideas such as dev cost reduction, caravan power, goods produced here, merchants, but it also has manpower recovery speed, morale of armies, unrest reduction, mercenary costs, and so on. So it's a good balance of playing toll and military ideas getting plutocratic, and it mixes in well with infrastructure, since it offers even more provincial trade power, as well as some other idea sets can mix in well with it. Oh, what? Naples gave me unconditional surrender, so I don't need to fight the Swiss. Nah, okay. Didn't really care about the Swiss war too much, to be honest. So I'm thinking to do this. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an aggressive expansion, so that means that I will likely not be attacking anybody for a while afterwards. I could technically do all the way till here, but that's way too much aggressive expansion, and I'm obviously not taking Naples, because look at this. 90 aggressive expansion? Hell nah. Not yet, anyway. This is enough. I'm leaving them with these 3 provinces. The Pope might attack them, but that's fine, because I'm going to attack the Pope again once the truce is over, and I lower my aggressive expansion a little bit. Take a little bit of money too. There you go, all the way to 100. And how much of that's actually going to go to me? 161. Yep, fuck it. Let's go. That's beautiful. There you go, boys. In just 10 years, we managed to quadruple our size, which is amazing. Let's embrace the Renaissance too, so we can do this mission, Florentine Renaissance, and we can do reaffirm civic pick values since we have Republican tradition. Can we get 2? No. Screw it. It's fine. 2 stability is okay. Handpicked bureaucrats as well since we have higher nobility for the nobles. Immaculate government because we got less than 1 corruption. Hell yeah, I'm loving all of these missions done super fast here, boys. Mona Lisa, we need to have level 3 advisors for all 3. That's not too hard to do. And then this one, have an active cardinal, papal controller. All right. Yeah, I see what's going on here. So these missions are actually insanely easy to do, most of them. The conquer missions over here on this side are a little bit tougher, but these here are pretty easy. And make haste slowly, the moment has come. And the Academy of Bran, all of these are pretty good stuff. They offer some permanent modifiers that help out quite a little bit. Okay, I'm also going to lower my war exhaustion because it's pretty high right now. And I'm going to be coring up all of these lands. I'm going to have to keep an eye out on my southern provinces. Right now, the only way I connect my lands is via my fleet. So I need to make sure my fleet doesn't get destroyed, since that would be an issue, right? I'm also going to recycle my old loans since I can do 75 ducat loans now. I'm going to pay the 1%ers that I had a while back, and I'm going to take new 1% loans to pay the old one, essentially. Let's go. We haven't had positive burger influence or better yet loyalty since the start of the campaign because I've been getting a lot of events that lowered my freaking burger loyalty. It's just ridiculous how many I got, man. All right, let's pay off the 4%ers now, boys. There you go. We went from 15 loans to only 8 loans and 0.95 ducats in interest. So way better the situation right now. And the best part is that we also, because we embraced Renaissance, that was the last thing that was missing. We can do the Diamond District in Siena, meaning this is now producing gems. And because of the faceting event, it also has the Diamond District modifier, goods produced plus 0.5, which is the equivalent of 5 production, right? No, it's 2.5 production, I think. As well as trade value modifier, and this is also the birthplace of the Renaissance. So Siena is by far my most valued city right now. I think I'm going to sell some of my titles and I'm going to seize lands afterwards. It's bringing us back to almost 10%. We're going to get 10% after we develop a province once because every 1 dev click is 0.2% crown lands. We're doing that so we can pay most of these loans off, and because I'm going to get ready for a war against the Milanese. So the thing is, I'm not going to take provinces from them, but I want to do the war so I can take some money from them as well as to weaken them a little bit. Maybe give some of the northern bits to the Venetians or something of the sorts. Let's see. I'm also going to use this money to build some ships. So let's do that too. At least 3 ships maybe. Yeah, that 3 ships seems enough. We need more light ships essentially. But we will wait. Of course, it's not an instant thing. We're going to attack after we core all of these bits in the south and we lower the autonomy first and foremost. What the hell is going on here? Bro, don't tell me. Don't tell me that's... Yeah, that is a unification war. Oh my god, they're going to get a PU over the Neapolitans. And I'm going to have to fight Aragon to get these 3 provinces next. That's fine. That's fine. I guess that's just happening now. Not going to take any more provinces in the north anyway until they leave the HRE. So we've put a little bit of a hold to expansion in the north since we're on the limit of aggressive expansion if you look at the AE map mode here. So now in just a few years after centralizing, we've doubled our army. We're getting 9.54 ducats profit per month and we paid off all of our loans. So we're ready to attack the Aragonese. We will be joined by the Savoyans, the Venetians, and the Mantuese. We have to fight the Pope in Genoa, so it's not really much of an issue. We're gonna give Savoy the province of Genoa, and I think the Venetians might be interested in these lands, but I'm not gonna give them anything. But yeah, the primary focus is gonna be to take over the island in the south, and if they peace out Naples and they get them as a PU, of course, the Neapolitan provinces too, or at least break the PU that they have over them. But I don't want to make this video extremely long, and I really want to do the second part, so if you guys want to check it out and follow me in this adventure, you know what you need to do. Leave that like, and until the next time, check out this awesome France run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.